comments for about 15 seconds. All right.
Oh, here's John.
Hi.
Welcome, John. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, I'll start. My name is Steve Yoshida, and I guess this is sort of my idea to start this eClub, which grew from the Peace Forum. I'm a past district governor, and the idea is to have members from all over the world unite together to do peace projects or other fun activities.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Remember, everyone, to speak loudly because we have people coming in on the phone as well. Okay?
Okay, so my name is Lisa Krasinski, and I am actually in the Starbucks, so I'm going to try and speak loudly into the phone and not loudly into the Starbucks. So, I've been involved with the Rotary for probably the past 7 years. I worked at the Rotary in Fort Worth, and then I was a member of the Rotary in Fort Worth. And Rotary in Fort Worth is exceptional because they're a very large club. And so it was a real amazing experience to be involved with them because they got to do projects both locally and internationally, and they had a lot of history there. They just celebrated their 100th anniversary of being a Rotary Club. So I have a lot of fondness in my heart for Rotary and the community service that it does. And so that's why I wanted to get involved in this one. So there you go, a little bit about me.
Thanks, Lisa. Galina?
Okay, my name is Galina Aaron, and I'm calling you from Houston, Texas. I used to be involved in Rotary with 2 clubs in Russia when I lived there for quite a few years. But when I relocated to the States, I just don't have the chance to be involved in a kind of real Rotary club, so to say. So I'm glad to be part of this virtual club, and I hope, to contribute something to it. I'm performing now the duties of Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Galina. Ian?
Yeah, my name's Ian Hatch, and I kind of have a similar story to Lisa and her Rotary Club. I've been with the Hilo Rotary Club for 3 years now, and I own and operate.
Ian, could you please repeat that last phrase? The audio dropped out.
Yeah, I said I own and operate a web development and internet marketing firm.
Fantastic. Great. Eric?
Hi, my name is Eric Fulkerson. This is my first time involved with the Rotary Club. I'm very, very happy and excited. I feel a very strong, intuitive resonance to be part of the Rotary International organization. I'm a humanitarian at heart, and I've been an advocate of peace and love my entire life. Seems to be a very good fit, and I'm really excited and happy to be part of We Rotary, and I'm also the membership chairman, or chairperson.
Fantastic. Great to hear from you, Eric. And also joining us today, John Steelquist.
I hope I'm coming through today. John Steelquist, like Steve, I'm a past district governor, and I'm the one that's been assigned by the current district governor in Hawaii to kind of be your advisor and monitor and get things rolling. So I'm sort of official and sort of just enjoying it.
Thank you, John. And finally, Elizabeth.
Oh, sure. Save the best for last. Thanks, Beth. Anyway, I'm Kat's sister, Elizabeth. I'm actually located in Chicago. I was actually an exchange student with the Rotary program years and years ago, and have been looking for an opportunity to give back, but unfortunately all the Rotary meetings tend to be in lunch and are not conducive to my work schedule. So when this opportunity presented itself, I thought this would be a great opportunity to give back.
Fantastic, Elizabeth. I'm particularly thrilled to have you in our club. There are several who would have been here but have other things, and so as we're getting things established here, they're needing to figure out ways of making sure that their work schedules and travel schedules work. So without further ado, how we were thinking of organizing our 1 hour meeting, we would spend the first quarter of the meeting, all of us learning who we are. Since we don't see each other in person, we wanted to kind of reiterate who the members are in the club. And then the next piece of our meeting, each meeting, we would focus on one member in detail. This week, I'm the lucky person, and I have invited Elizabeth, my sister, to introduce me. And then at the end of that, we'll have some questions if there are any questions or ideas that have been sparked about projects that you're involved in, things that I might be able to lend some resources to. And then finally, the last piece of it is reserved for Rotary business. As we're a new club establishing ourselves, we have quite a bit of structure to create. So we're all working on that together. And this week, we need to make sure that the Constitution and bylaws are in good shape to be presented to John along with our charter application. Is that right, Steve? Is there anything else that we want to focus on in the business piece of the meeting?
Well, we have this grant application. I'm not sure that
Perfect.
get
Okay,
approval for that for the time.
great. So those are the important things to reserve time for at the end. Okay, Ian, you have started recording, right?
Yep.
And then if you could just make it so that the screen is showing my screen.
Okay, stand by.
Are we good?
Give it a second.
Oh, lovely photo.
Yep.
Now you see my screen?
There we go. Yeah, you're on.
Okay, and let me just present this. Okay, great. All right, Elizabeth, the floor is yours.
Wonderful. How do I introduce something so amazing as my sister? Well, we come from a family of 5. Catherine is the oldest of the 5. There are 3, myself and Kat. We grew up in a family-owned business. My sister diligently began working at the age of 12 in the liquor business. You know, she's been kind of the guiding light for me through my years and has helped me, let's say, navigate the field a little bit more easily than she did through her experiences and by sharing her experiences with me. She's huge into, you know, focusing on all things earthbound and trying to save our planet from the potential for destruction that we're currently leading it down. So with that being said, I introduce my awesome sister, Kat.
Thanks, Elizabeth. So let's just pop through this quickly. I'm using a kind of a presentation form that's called Prezi, P-E-R-Z-I.com. You all can use this for free. And so, as Elizabeth said, I was born in Lake Geneva, a beautiful lake community. And no, this is not our house.
Nice stone manor.
Right. This is, however, where I spent the celebration for my senior prom and where I aspired to become a waitress. But Lake Geneva was a beautiful place where many of the Chicago industrialists spent their summers. And I also was an exchange student through AFS to Argentina, and then subsequently through Knox College to Barcelona, Spain. Finished up my time in Lake Geneva being a ski instructor because my boyfriend was a skier and I quickly learned that he loved skiing more than me. So I learned how to ski and taught at Playboy's Hot Dog Mountain in Lake Geneva at the same time. Those were some really fun days. I was born in 1958. The location for the Playboy Club was also one of two final locations for the United States Air Force Academy, which interestingly enough was where I went to college for 3 years. And this is a picture of it in Colorado Springs. And this is the chapel at the Air Force Academy where I was in the choir. And if you ever have a chance to go there, please do stop and visit this. It's one of the most inspiring buildings on the planet. So after the academy, I trained in freestyle skiing for the 1988 Calgary Olympics. And my teammate, who did the only spot for women's aerials on the Calgary team, won the gold medal. So her medal is actually here in Vail at the Ski Museum. So I've always been very curious, and Simon Sinek has given a TED Talk on the Golden Circle, which I commend to you. So it's kind of the way I look at things too, the what, the how, and the why. And the why is really the intention, the passionate piece that drives me to all of the projects that I take on. And so gratitude is one kind of thread that runs through all of the things that I do. And I just want to say at this moment, I'm so thankful that all of us are gathering in this new way, embracing technology to draw together our community of We Rotarians for Peace. It feels beautiful and evolutionary to me. So after freestyle skiing, I had a hot air balloon flight champagne service in Boulder, Colorado, and also put up like those, have you ever seen those big kind of like grand opening or sale or shape balloons on top of businesses to advertise special events? Well, I was doing that, hauling those big bags up and putting them up in the wind. So I had both advertising balloons and hot air balloons. And then married my husband, Steve Haber, and we moved to Alaska. And my connection with nature really popped in that really wild, gorgeous place with mountains that dropped right down into the ocean. And this little piece of land that you see going out into Kachemak Bay is where I ride my bike almost daily when I'm in Alaska. So kind of that why, how, what popped from being a bullseye into really being something that engaged my full right and left brain. My left brain, the logical, analytical part, kind of took a little back seat while I spend half of the year in Alaska, where my right brain is really energized by these moments in nature. So, and out of that, I think I was really quite engaged and learning at a very deep level. And so after that, we took Haber Vision. We started another sunglass company. Our first sunglass company was Bolay that we took public in '95. Had a non-compete clause for quite a few years, and then started the first online sunglass company 7 years ago. And so we do sunglasses, goggles, safety tactical. Right now, a really big product for us is selling a piece that takes out the fog and frost out of goggles to the oil and gas companies, which is kind of paradoxical, being a passionate conservationist and providing a product to the oil and gas companies to make their extraction more efficient. So here is that Haber Eliminator piece on the left that drops into any goggle. And my original passion in being an affinity rep with the company, it's what my official title is to create sustainable streams of funding for causes and nonprofit organizations that we feel are doing good work in the world. And so here's an example of how our sunglasses can really change your view corridor. Fishermen really love it. Sports people who are in places that have a great deal of reflective surfaces, snow sports, water sports.
Save time, money, and hassle, and pick out your next pair of shades with your cell phone. Wherever you are, Moby Shades can help you find the hottest new sunglasses that are a perfect match for you. Moby Shades is simple too. Just send a clear photo of yourself in a text message to shades@agm.tw. Moby Shades then analyzes your facial structure in the photo and sends back the shades that take you from ordinary to extraordinary. Moby Shades works on all camera phones. Plus, you can even order directly from the distributor via PayPal.
Haber Vision, the distributor.
Want to show your friends your new look before you buy? Facebook it and take a vote. Best of all, Moby Shades is free. So try on the hottest looks wherever you are with just a few clicks of your phone. Try Moby Shades today.
Okay, so that's just one way that we innovated early on to allow people to actually buy sunglasses more easily. So we're in winter sports, we're in running, cycling, lifestyle, fishing, golf. And here's my family. My son Mackenzie in the middle there, and my husband Steve. We happen to be there at the Beatle performance of Love in Vegas, which I highly recommend if you get a chance to see. So just spiraling out again in gratitude and also in risk-taking. These are some of the kind of the strands that run through my life, willing to be out on the leading edge, pioneering, particularly being the first woman in many fields, not always reaching the pinnacle, not winning the gold medal, not being the superintendent at the Air Force Academy as my classmate is currently, Michelle Johnson, but striving and doing the best that I can out on that leading edge. And also honoring the roots, returning every year to visit my family back in Lake Geneva and reconnect with my childhood friends. And I think the way that I speak loudest for the things that I care about are the ways in which I take action. And I feel like this We Rotary Club is a really important bridge between the ideas that I'm learning about and turning those into action. And as I mentioned before, being an extreme conservationist and environmentalist, my life is not perfect. I do as much as I can on the edge of being as sustainable and resilient as possible, while also having our company sell to oil and gas companies. So I recognize that life in the modern world is filled with paradoxes, and I embrace those and see how I can incrementally and sometimes radically move our family being more in alignment. And then finally, a can-do tude. Give me a challenge, a dare, and this is a gift that my mom gave me. She really made embedded in me anything that I desire to do, I can try and do my very best. So that can-do attitude, I think, is part of what sets my worldview in a position to really take on some interesting challenges. Steve said, let's start a Rotary Club online, and I wasn't really sure about that, but with his support and the mentorship of others, here we are. We're making it happen, and we can do this. And sure, there's lots of hurdles that we've got to get beyond, but I feel like we can imagine it in our minds, and then we can attract the resources and make it happen. So there's lots going on in my world, you can see that, but then we all have lots going on. So this is the most recent TEDx Vail Women event that I organized in December in Vail, Colorado. That's me on the left, and then my son is the second to the end with the fingers up there. And then all of the women on the right-hand side are really amazing, accomplished women, founders, artists, global change makers, CEOs, executives, innovative educators, conservationists saving whole species. So the ideas that are coming together through TEDx, which is technology, entertainment, and design, and X stands for locally organized events. I noticed that people get really excited and thrilled with the ideas, and then what do you do with them? So that's really the question I've been asking throughout the dozen TEDx events that I've organized since 2009. And so naturally is the theme from ours last year, it will be ours again. Here's a TEDx talk that I gave at Beacon Street a few years ago. We'll just listen to a little piece of it.
Hi, everybody. Put them in, coach. Teens, that is. Put them in government. Put them in boards. Put them on business. Put them in school boards. Parents, do you have a teenager on your school board? I remember being a frustrated teen, impatiently waiting for my mom coming home from those school board meetings, desperately wanting to give my input about how we could change school. That never happened. That was 4 decades ago. But when teens get a chance to be in the game, they change it. They are change makers, but they need a shot. Do you know there's over 1 billion teenagers on this planet right now? There's not a single government on the planet that includes them in the decisions now that will affect their world tomorrow, the world they're going to live in. I know teenagers, Addie and Mackenzie, when they were 13 and 14, were invited to be delegates at the 9th World Wilderness Congress in Mérida, Mexico. That's Hurricane Ida, and that's their youth action that was chosen by the World Bank to be an outstanding youth action for the year. This is Mackenzie.
Our inner power to help. Make it easy for us to participate. Share what you know. Ask for our voices to be heard. Collect and collaborate with us. Ask our opinion. Teach us and guide us. When we ask for an interview or understanding or support, just say yes. Make no decisions about wild places without us. We who will live with the consequences of your decisions. If not at the table, then we in our wild places are probably on the menu.
They're making change happen because they got a shot. Just because they're minors doesn't mean that they can't hit the ball out of the park in the majors. Mackenzie's gone on to host TEDx Youth in Homer, Alaska, and Addie has done the same. Traven, Catherine, and Addie, you see here. Catherine's gone on to develop a camp for teens who have been bullied in high school, an outdoor wilderness experience. Addie has gone on to win national awards. She'll probably be an intern with Senator Lisa Murkowski. Traven is organizing TEDx Youth at Homer now, and which will happen next April.
If not me, who? If not now, when? Excuse me, we have some things to do.
So teens, here's the challenge. I encourage you to organize your own TEDx Youth events in your own community. And then let's figure out how to do a virtual global TEDx Youth Summit. Teens, you deserve a vote, a voice, a venture, adventure.
Okay, so that's you can tell that I'm pretty passionate about giving young people an opportunity. And on the right-hand side here, the youngest face is Ursula Hardianto, who's 10 years old, and she played piano at the Carnegie Hall and then performed for us. So I have a feeling that throughout Rotary, projects that have to do with young people and mentoring them and empowering them will be an area that I'd be really interested in. Last meeting you saw Andrea Lowe, the founder of Piggybacker and one of our We Rotary members, give her presentation about piggybacker.com, which is the youth crowdsourcing philanthropic platform. Andrea was one of our speakers of TEDx Vail Women 2 years ago. You can find her talk on YouTube at TEDx Vail Women Andrea Lowe. So gratitude shows up in all ways and all forms, and in organizing these TEDx events, we pull together businesses, community leaders, passionate people for ideas, and bring them together in an experience that really kind of pops a community to a next level of ideas and actions in the community. So one of my speakers sent this to me, and I feel like I have the incredible honor of being sort of a gatherer of sheroes and presenting them with opportunities to build their businesses, become better leaders, and amplify the ideas that they think are important in the world. So we'll skip that. So Wild 9 was in Mérida, Mexico. Wild 10 was in Salamanca, Spain. And this is a group of teens, mostly from Alaska, but several are from around the country. Each created their own project around conserving something in their community. So they ranged from films to rap songs to scientific studies, re-energizing conservation communities. It was a good year last year, and I anticipate 2014 to be an even more exciting year as my feet become my voice. And so I'm speaking with my feet this year and saying thank you to all of us for taking the time that we invest in getting to know each other and creating this powerful We Rotary community so that we can go out there in the world and make even bigger contributions. here's my most recent contribution. This is at Pink Veil. It's a fundraiser. I think they raised almost $500,000 for the Shaw Cancer Center. And the people you see in this picture are myself. To the right of me is my son-in-law, Randy, my grandson, Will, who is 9 and autistic, my daughter, Ani, who is 40, and the woman on the left, pointing to the mountains, it has recovered from cancer, largely due to the support that my daughter has given her over the last 2 years. Every single week, she spent an entire day at the Shaw Cancer Center supporting her friend as she's getting her treatments, her surgery, her therapy. And so the other piece of my life, of course, is my family, and raising Mackenzie to be a healthy, happy, contributing 17-year-old is a big challenge right now, even though he's an excellent skier, golfer, fisherman, soccer player. What he's decided to do right now is to be a rapper, and some of his songs are eco-rap songs. And he's performed at TEDx Vail Women and also in Orange County at TEDx Youth at Bomber Canyon. And it's a wild ride being a parent, and I feel like it's the toughest job I have, and it's also the most honorable job I have of being a mom and grandmother. And it's what drives me to make the world a better place. So Mackenzie's won some national awards, Jefferson Award, Ashoka's Technology for a Better World, Leaders, lots of things. So I've seen his progression as a game changer. And I think actually in that process, he's inspired me to step up and take action. He doesn't know this. I don't know that I have told him that, but I probably should tell him that. And so, Steve, thank you for encouraging this idea about launching a virtual Rotary Club. So very excited that we're getting to make our piece of impact for peace. And I'm thinking that there's the Rotary 4-way test, and I'm almost thinking for myself, one way that I can remember that is by this think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? So out of all of that, I'm stepping step by step, speaking with my feet, and have blasted out of this world for the Great March for Climate Action. And so we're about 5 weeks into that. We just had a celebration in Phoenix yesterday, and we started in the middle of a 3-year drought in Southern California on a torrential rain pour. And it's a really, really hard thing. And I'm doing it this year when I'm not doing Rotary or being a mom. Here's our pathway. We started in LA and we're going to end up in DC. And Elizabeth, I hope we're going to get to march together, you and the girls. Can we? Oh, I'm not sure that you can. I guess they're on mute. Okay. So the purpose of the Great March for Climate Action is to call for Congress to take urgent action on climate change. Last week at the TED conference in Canada, I spent several hours with a Shell business development officer, and he revealed that that oil and gas company actually has called for 8 years for governments around the world to put a price on carbon. The reluctance for the United States to do that is really holding back a lot of the world for taking action on this really important thing that affects water supplies, it affects poverty, it affects education, energy. Almost all of the 6 platforms that Rotary is focused on for service are impacted by climate change. So this quote, "The earth is our mother. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. This we know. All things are connected. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves." That's from Chief Seattle. And I gather great wisdom from Native peoples and Indigenous peoples from around the world. And I hope that as we build our global community here in We Rotary, that we honor the first peoples of the places that we live. So for me, climate change is personal. I do march for my son. I march for the kids on the planet. I march for my grandchildren. And I would just encourage you to ask, if you were to march for something that really matters through We Rotary, what might that be? So here's a way that I'm crowdsourcing funding for my march. And crowdsourcing might be a way that we could raise funds for our international projects. So it's awesome taking action and spreading the word, and it's really fun playing with all of you guys. And so just in conclusion, let me once again say thank you, and I think that's enough. Okay. Ian, can you change it back? Ian, are you there? Do I need to do anything to stop this? Stop sharing. Okay, great. Okay. Questions, comments?
Looking forward to our march in Chicago.
Me too, Elizabeth. That's great. Okay, that's more than you ever wanted to know about your president. Thank you for your patience.
Well, Ken, I think we can all see, you know, the way that you run your life and the way that, which is what brings you, what attracts you to this club. You know, I think the TEDx ideas are, you know, helping everybody kind of get out of their bubble. And I think this, you know, this club is an example of letting people get connected to, you know, different ways that weren't even possible before. And so we need people with that kind of vision that can help us kind of move to the next level, so to speak. And so I think that we're lucky to have you as our president.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay, well, shall we move to the really important business of Rotary then? And Steve, how about if I turn it over to you, because you have all of those things lined up. Speak loudly, Steve. We're still not hearing you, Steve. While Ian is...
Ian went to fix it.
While Ian is doing that, let me introduce to you my mentor here in Vail. This is a former district governor, is that right? Eddie Blender from the district Colorado region.
Yes.
Hi, Eddie. How are you?
Very nice. This is terrific. I'm really enjoying meeting you.
Eddie and I are friends from long ago. We rarely have a chance to meet. We have a chance over the internet. Nice to see you, Eddie.
Pleasure.
All right.
So can everyone hear me okay? I was talking the topic of the Constitution and bylaws. The Constitution is a standard one that we pretty much have to accept. The bylaws, uh, I circulated, so if you had a chance to see it, Lisa had some comments which are fine with me to add to reflect the actual officers that we have. If so, is there any discussion about either of those documents that was put on the Facebook page today?
I don't know if anyone's had a chance to look at them, but the comments that I made on the bylaws were that I think we need to have at least 7 on the board. And so we had president, president-elect, and past president. That's 3. The vice president is 4. And then secretary, treasurer, and I added treasurer and sergeant of arms, so we would have 7. Which I think it makes it easier for decision making. But also, I think, we need to have. I just feel like a couple more would be good to allow us to have momentum when the times when we need it. So I made that change, and then I also made some changes to the descriptions of the committees. I was trying to make them more relevant to the online piece of the club. So I think I copied everyone in on the email when I sent it out this afternoon. But if you did not get it, let me know, and I can certainly resend it.
Thanks, Lisa. I think those were really good adaptations for our club. Anyone else have comments on the bylaws or Constitution? Okay. Steve, would you like to call for a vote then of members present?
Yes. All in favor of the Constitution and bylaws as presented and changes made by Lisa, say aye. Or raise your right hand. How's that? Aye. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. So we have Constitution and
Unless
bylaws.
you're on the phone, then you have to say aye.
That's right. Remember, we can always make changes as we evolve, but those are the minimum requirements of Rotary. So we're always. Kat, can I speak about that grant?
Yes, please do.
I also circulated a grant application for the Peace Forum grants. There's money available for Peace Forum grants, and this one, I thought it'd be appropriate that we as a Peace Club would apply for a grant in the area that we've worked with Aung San Suu Kyi and her people to furnish a water line to a school. It's a school that has received no support from the government. The children have to carry water every day to the school for washing and drinking. This would provide a line that they would construct themselves to provide water. It's part of a bigger project to expand the school with classrooms, and our partners are clubs and a district in Taiwan that's taken on the classroom work. So there'll be a party which Nova and I will join as we did last year. So we'll make the final inspection and maybe assist with that construction this December. So with it costs the club nothing to apply, and we're asking for $5,000. So if I can get your approval, we can proceed with our second major project in Myanmar. Can I have a showing of hands for all those in favor? Unanimous? Thank you very much. We'll prepare that application to send it in.
Thanks, Steve. You made quick work of some very important pieces of our structure and future of our club. Efficient. Very good.
I have a question.
Yes, John.
How are the rest of the members of the club going to participate in this grant besides sending money? Because Rotary is not sending money but doing things. So what other tasks are the members of the club going to have to do in the grant?
How do the members participate in the grant?
I couldn't hear him. You speak up.
Sure.
Repeat that for us.
how are the members of the club that are not going to Miramar going to participate in the club? You don't want to just send money, you want to participate. So how is everybody else going to participate in this grant?
That's a good question, John, and that's what I like about this grant. The needs for the school children are so great. They don't have decent clothes or school materials, so we're asking the members if they would send me any used clothing for high school kids, or pens, or caps, or other things, anything with an insignia from their area, the city or state. The kids would just love receiving something like that from a club, or maybe Rotarian pins, or so we're organizing the members to send us whatever they can, and I'll take those over on behalf of the club, so that everyone feels that they're part of this program. It's just not the money, but it's a feeling of goodwill to that area of the world from us.
Does that satisfy your inquiry, John?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you've got a lot of members. They shouldn't sit and watch you do things. They should be part of it. So all your projects and things like that, even the meetings, there ought to be something people do most of the time. But sitting and watching everybody else, not near as much fun being part of it, which Rotary does things, so we need to be part of that. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, another key piece is membership. So Eric, anything new to report in that arena?
The only thing, nothing really new that you're not already aware about, Kat, but what I will like to share is I have received from you, Kat, and from Steve and others some fantastic, and Elizabeth, some fantastic suggestions. I need to carve out some time to start trying to put something coherent together and a phased implementation as we grow our membership. I really like the last thing you sent me, Kat, which was really more of a plan that once somebody is a member, how do you retain? And I think that retention begins early in their membership by engagement. And some of those ideas of what they could, some kind of sort of like, I wouldn't go as far as to say maybe ritual, but some customary or traditional actions that a new member must take in order to become more engaged. And I like that, having a protocol, if you will, like that. I think it's a good thing. As well as obviously the recruitment side in terms of putting together stuff about the Rotary, our mission, our vision. I have a lot of stuff collected like I did last week. I've just got, kind of the Ed Sullivan guy spinning plates, but I have to bow in humbleness to you, Kat, because I don't know how you do it. I think there's more than one of you out there in the world.
How about team delegating?
Well, I've tried to learn that, but you have to have someone to delegate to, and right now it's just this committee in here that's, well, this side gets to delegate to that side, and maybe it'll get done. But anyway, but if it's not getting done quickly or fast enough, then you have to, give me a call, Kat, and light a fire under my bun.
Thank you.
And I'll prioritize it.
We'll have an executive meeting next week. There will be a TED Talk posted to the Facebook page until we get our website up. And speaking of website, that's the next thing that I'd invite Lisa and Ian maybe to kind of give us your current thoughts on where we're at with that.
Well, I've been doing a lot of research in terms of what is required in terms of reporting, what Club Runner would do for us or wouldn't do for us, what we need in terms of a membership database. And Ian and I have been kind of exchanging thoughts like throughout my research process. So I am actually, if you don't mind, Kat, I'm going to hold off on giving a full report until I've kind of sorted through some of those details, because there's no need for everyone to have to wade through the whole process. As it looks right now, I think our best bet is going to be having a website that is well designed and engaging, and allows our members the ability to really interact with each other. And we'll figure out the reporting stuff kind of as it comes. So I'm going to have another couple conversations. I have a couple of phone calls out, and I want to have another conversation with Ian. And then, I think we really need to get moving on it, definitely. So I'd like to have my piece at least wrapped up so we can make a decision by next week. But like I said, it's just I'm still feeling a little all over the place. So
Okay.
there's just a lot of pieces of, and even Rotary, I've called Rotary International, and they're not really clear about what all the reporting requirements are. So I'm just kind of having to wade through all the documents. So, but as soon as I get that done, then I'll kind of pull it all together and report out to the club.
Thank you for your research. I know you're going through it very methodically, and you've got some really great forward thinking going on. Ian, anything you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Just a couple pieces of the puzzle that we're feeling out, and once we get those done, everything else is pretty much worked out. A couple little things hinging us up at this point.
Yeah, we're really close, Kat. Really close. I just, like I said, I want to just kind of get a couple more phone calls in and get some questions. Be sure of a couple of the answers, and then let Ian know what I'm thinking. But we're pretty close to making a decision.
Fantastic.
Which I think will help us with membership as well, because then it will be much easier for people to sign up and pay their dues and all of that other fun stuff. So
yeah, and we do have the ability to kind of look at some of the templates of other eClubs. So anything more that you'd like to add, Galina, before we say, or John particularly?
I do have a question. Is there a way you can indicate on the screen those that are here on the audio? I mean, I can see everybody here, and sometimes I have a note that 2 or 3 other people around, but I don't know if they're here or not. So it'd be nice to have just a little crawl or something on the bottom, or just a box saying those that are here audio too, so you know who are all in the meeting.
Let me just ask if I understood what you're asking for. You want to have some kind of an identifier as to who's actually speaking, is that right?
No, speaking, the technology takes care of that. If you're speaking, you know you're speaking, and they can start speaking. But we have 2 or 3 people here that are audio only.
I see.
So the question is, who are they?
Okay.
So we took notes at the beginning, but on a pure audio call, they beep when they on and beep off, something like that. So we just have someplace on the screen the names of those that are available on the program.
That's really, I understand what you're saying now. For those who are calling in, they don't know whose voice it is that's speaking.
Right.
And so is there some way that we can identify at the beginning of when we speak?
Yeah, or just knowing that right now there's 6 pictures here, and I believe there are 3 more people that are here in voice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're still here anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great suggestion, John. Thank you. Okay.
I'm sure Ian can figure that out.
Don't give me too much credit now.
Okay, super. Anything else from the district governor's side that we need to satisfy? Steve, go ahead.
Kat, can you send me the application for the club to Rotary? You had a list of members. That's probably revised now, but that's the one document I've lost, and I want to send on a current list that we have. We still have to first reach our
Did you get my email this afternoon? If you just click on the link, you'll have access to the list of members. Just follow the link in your email. That's the most recent updated list.
But I'm talking
right,
about
Todd, you and I are both working off that.
I'm talking about the application.
No?
That's the application to Rotary to become an eClub that Kat has to sign.
I'm sorry. I thought you were looking for a list.
Okay.
Right, and the list will be on that application too, but that application is what I'd like a copy of.
Okay, I've sent that to you. I've emailed that to you already. Do you want me
Yes,
to?
you did, but I lost it.
Okay, so I will send it again. Okay, great. All right, so our goal is to have all of the charter membership applications completed within 2 days so that Steve can submit the entire application in its entirety. And along with that, the Constitution, the bylaws, and in addition to that, the grant application. Is there anything else? Any other business outstanding? I'm so proud of how everyone's just picking up the ball and running with it and holding yourselves accountable for getting these pieces of structure done as quickly and as innovatively as possible. So thanks everybody for all of your participation in that way. In conclusion, it's an hour. I'd just like to say thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Galina.
Just have to say congratulations, because a characteristic of good Rotary Club is they start and end on time. You respect everybody else's time, so that's great.
Yeah, just one question. The executive meeting on the 15th, I will need to send a note, to the members. So just to executive officers or to all others who would like a process for me.
It is for us all. Thanks, everyone. Have a good week, and we'll see you online. Look for the TED Talk. It's really an awesome one on Chris Hadfield.
Yeah. So this is the book, by the way.
Oh, that's the book. Oh, okay. 1 second. Galina, please tell us about that book and how it got signed.
Well, the time is almost up, but you wanted to talk about Chris Hadfield's book and his experience, in space, and so I worked with him a little bit and with other people, and was present at the ceremony when he was signing the book, and it's I don't know what to say. He's a remarkable person, of course, like many astronauts and cosmonauts and many people who are involved in the program. And I guess maybe a separate talk should be dedicated to it, right? And so you can go to the website and read, I guess, about Chris Hadfield and get his book. It's not hard to get, yeah, we can talk about it next time.
Fantastic. I look forward to that, Galina. So besides our business next time with the executive committee, we will have all had a chance to watch Chris Hadfield's TED Talk. Please comment on Facebook. That's the way that we know that you're engaging and counting that as a meeting. And so we'll have some rich material to share next Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night.
Thanks, Kat. Bye.